Good afternoon and welcome to PrepBee. So today's session promises to be incredibly inspiring as I have the privilege to introduce Gagan, and he has recently achieved the milestone of getting admission to XLRI. So Gagan, heartfelt congratulations on this achievement.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for joining. We are eager to learn from your journey and experiences. Could you start by introducing yourself to the audience?
So, my name is Gagandeep Singh, and I'm a mechanical engineer, and I did my graduation from PAC Chandigarh in 2020. Afterwards, I'm working as a design engineer with Alstom, designing metros and stuff.
All right. So what was your profile like in terms of academics?
Okay, so in terms of academics, I have 9, 9 and 8.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right, great. And what was your job role?
Like my job role is basically like designing the harnesses for metros. And
Okay.
it includes both mechanical and electrical. It was mostly technical only.
All right.
Yeah.
And what motivated you to pursue an MBA after mechanical engineering and then work experience?
Well, I mean, it was a gradual process because in college only I was more inclined towards technical side. So that's why I joined Alstom. But here, when I started working, after some time, I realized that I'm only bounded to these things. Like I want to learn about managerial stuff, and if I have to move forward, then it is very important for me to have overall knowledge of the business aspect of things.
Yeah. And why did you choose XLRI?
Well, I mean, why not? Because see, after working for 3 years, like I knew like I had to go to one of the best institute. Because only then it will be worth it. So I mean, XLRI was there in top of the list.
All right. So what all exams did you give and what were your scores?
So I only gave CAT and ZAT.
Okay.
In CAT, like it was my lucky day. So I got around 98 percentile. But
Okay.
in ZAT, I got 99.73.
Okay, great. And what all calls did you have from CAT?
So, I mean, it might surprise you, but I only applied for ABC and Excel. So in CAD, I don't get any growth.
Okay, but you have work experience, I guess, because of
Yeah.
the gym.
Yes.
Right? Okay, fine. So how did you prepare for that? And can you give your strategy for each section?
Yeah, sure. So basically, like before that, only for CAT, I started preparing as it was my first time to attempt these exams. So, like first, the pain point was VARC for me, and it took me a lot of time to overcome that. And, I mean, for VARC, the thing you need is persistency. Every day I have to read in the morning and in the evening after office. And then it's, I mean, after 2-3 months, like it starts improving gradually. And then I was able to get good score in VARC in both CAT and Z.
Okay.
And then coming to DM section of Z, that was new to me because after CAT, like I haven't prepared for that section much, but I gave notes and I studied the previous year questions, how to attempt that, and some basic YouTube videos I have seen. And for cons, yeah, I mean with CAT only itself, like I was prepared for cons because I thoroughly, I mean for that I just revised all the concepts before sitting for the exam. So yeah.
Okay, so the decision-making part is the trickiest in SAT.
Yeah,
So how did you navigate your way?
yeah. So I mean, whenever like my approach was, whenever you're reading a decision-making question, just try to put yourself in that spot. Like it is mostly ethical questions only, if I have to say, because there are cases which you see generally around your environment. So whenever I'm reading a question, I try to put myself there and see like, oh, what would I do if I am there? And if any of the option matches and are close to that feeling, then I go with that. And it worked pretty well for me.
Yeah, and the general knowledge?
Oh yeah, this was tougher than DM actually, because we are not used to read newspaper.
Yeah.
And yeah, and at that point I realized that it is very important to read newspaper. So I studied GK like for past few months, but yeah, I mean the questions were not that tough. It was like it was a thing that you see generally in the main headlines or breaking news like that. So, I mean, I've sailed across it, but I'm not proud of my percentile in GK, but still it's okay.
Okay. And how many marks did you give for CAT and for XAT?
Okay, for CAT, actually in the starting, like with my job, it was very tough to give regular exams. So mostly on weekends. For first 2 months, I used to give it like around 15 days, one month. Then I
Okay.
started increasing the frequency, like every week, every weekend I used to give. And then at the end, close to the exams, I start giving like in every 2-3 days.
Okay.
And for that, I'll say like it was completely different format. You have to sit longer. I mean, because I was used to just 2 hours for CAT, but in that it's around 3.5 hours paper.
Yeah.
So for that, like first I took rest after CAT, then for 20-25 days after every 2-3 days, I used to give one more, and
Okay.
it is sufficient for it, I think.
Okay. So if one prepares for CAT, sincerely, is it easy to crack even XAT?
Uh, it is not easy, but yeah, it will help. I mean, if you had prepared diligently for CAT, I mean, it will definitely help you, to sail across some portions that are similar to in format to CAT. But yeah, like there are different things like DM, and the VRC section is a little bit trickier in that than CAT exam. So you have to practice a little bit. I mean, you cannot just directly go and give that.
Yeah. And now you have converted XLRI, so you are on a good side, but don't you think it's a bit risky to apply only for ABC and Excel?
I mean, that again, like boils down to personal preference, I think. Because I know, like, if I get other college also, I would not be that happy. I mean, maybe shouldn't have gone there also. So, I mean, again, I mean, I cannot say I made a bad decision. I mean, I know, like, now I have got the call, but still, like, if I have to do it again, I will again do the same thing.
Okay, but would you advise this to the same
No,
other
not at all, not at all. It totally depends on your profile, because I knew like my profile is different, and I knew from where I can benefit, because I am currently working. So
Yeah.
for those who are freshers and those who have less experience, I mean, they should definitely go for other colleges also. I mean, there are many good colleges. But
Exactly.
for me, like as I said, like it's a personal choice. You have to see like what you want to do and what is good for you.
Okay. Any moments of doubt that you had that you will not be able to convert this Excel and you'll have to repeat it?
Oh yeah, I mean, the interview was really wavy one. I mean, like
Okay.
in the start of the interview only they said we will not take you. I mean, on my face itself.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like the one of the guy, like he was a senior, and he said to my face directly, "No, I'm not impressed by you. I will not take you." But I
Okay.
tried to stay calm. No, like I mean, I knew like they are trying to pressurize me. So
Exactly.
yeah, I tried to stay calm and answer all the question, and I gave some good answers. But still, at the back of the mind, I was like, damn. I mean, if they were right, I mean, if they don't agree, then I will be gone. Then yeah,
Yeah.
it was there till the end of the result. It was there.
Okay. So now that you have mentioned your PI, can you just give more details how the experience was? What kind of questions did they ask you?
Yeah, sure. So the whole process I'll explain. First, when the GD started, like there were a group of 8, and we were given a slip with this passage written on it. So we
Okay.
had 1 or 2 minutes to read the passage and make your point. And then it was a round table, and then GD started, and it was a pretty civil one. I mean, people were not, speaking over other, and everyone got sufficient time to speak. But again, I mean, I think they were noticing that who is opposing, if someone is, giving a very extreme point about some things, those things they were noticing. But if you are giving some new ideas every time you speak, that is, I think, will be good for you. And after GD, like I was the last one to have PI. So everyone was gone. I mean, I was hungry also. So I was waiting in the waiting hall. And then when I went inside, as I told you, like first question they asked me about my college is like, there is a rivalry going on between the colleges which are in North, and NIT, Jalandhar, Thapar, and Pak Chandigarh. So
Okay.
I think that they were aware of it. So first question was like, compare these 3 colleges and
Okay.
tell me like which one should I choose. So I mean, first I thought like they're trying to pull my leg, And then I create a table and started benchmarking. And somehow, because I didn't include the faculty and the course structure, because I thought they are talking more about the competition side of things. So then that guy in the middle said, "You didn't include this. I will definitely not take you. I mean, you are out for me." I said, I mean, I tried to explain like this was me when I was in college. Now I'm completely different person. Then they went into the yeah. There was then one really interesting question. They said like you are a mechanical engineer, and then tell me anything from your course. So I thought like, okay, I mean, it's a technical question, I can handle it. So I gave them refrigeration cycle example. So they were like, okay, yeah. Then they said like this complete technical things, all the step by step, compare it to the business world. I mean, then I was, I took my time. I mean, I said, can I take some time to think? They start laughing. Okay. They said like, obviously you will need time for this. And yeah, then I came up with really good answer. I mean, I tried to relate it with the like HR aspect of things. Then they were impressed and they asked me like, have you filled HR? I said no. Then this again they start pulling my leg. I mean, if you have filled HR, I would have recommended you, but now you have filled B and we cannot do anything. I said, no, sir, but still it is my decision. Then they started asking about academics, some portion related to mathematics, and that I answered. And then, yeah, then again, one interesting question came up about the SOP. So, like, they asked me, like, everyone is filling same topic in SOP. Like, they were asking about the business problem. So I've also filled one of the similar topics, supply chain management. So they said, like, tell me the probability. Why would a person choose this specific topic and across all the business world problem? So again, I was, I was like, shit, I mean, what should I answer then? Then I took my time and again, I thought about it. And then, yeah, somehow, like, that was my lucky day. I came across a good answer. Then I mean, it was a pretty like, explanatory one, and, but it was good. So that also they were impressed. Like they said, okay. And there were three panelists. Two of them asked me question, and the third one, I think he didn't ask me anything. So yeah, it was the interview duration was around 10 to 15 minute max. Yeah. Then yeah, I was like, okay, how did it go? I don't know. I mean,
All right. So it wasn't your lucky day. You have prepared for the interview.
yeah, that we can say, yes.
Yeah. So what all resources did you use for PGDPI preparation and
So for PI preparation, I mean, initially I was really confused. I mean, I didn't know. I thought like I will do it on my own. But then when I actually got the call, then I start getting anxious. I mean, so I mean, I have to be realistic. I mean, it is so many things I am not aware of. So then I came across PrepBee through, I mean, I think one of the Reddit posts, I think I came across PrepBee. Then after joining the session, I discussed to some of the mentors. And then they explained me the process and everything. Then only through PrepBee only I have prepared everything about PI. All the modules they have given, I've gone through all the lectures, and I have one personal mentor also. Yeah, he really helped me a lot, and yeah, because he was aware. I mean, aware of my weaknesses and in which area I have to work upon. So through all the PIs, I think I've given 6 or 7 more PIs. And every PI was completely different. First PI, I mean, I thought like I've cracked it. Now, I mean, I can go directly to the interview. But again, in the second PI, it was completely different. Then, like after 6, 7 cycles of this, then and I was thinking like, okay, now I am prepared because they have covered almost every aspect of me. So it was really, I mean, helpful to actually perform in the actual interview.
Okay, great to hear that. So what are the common mistakes that one makes during the preparation phase, and how did you navigate your way out?
Okay. So personally, I faced one situation, for example, when I was giving mocks during the time of August and September. There was a time like when my score was stagnant. They were not moving. I mean, either it was less or it was, I mean, stagnant only. Then I realized that I am not learning from my notes. I'm just giving notes again and again. So at that point, I realized that I should, write down all the issues that I'm facing and all the problems that I'm coming through in each and every question. So that really helped me. I created a notebook, and there I started writing even the small problems, mistakes I am doing in all the question, and then going through those mistakes again and again. It really helped me, like to overcome that and do not repeat those mistakes again. So this was one instance that I can remember, but that's how I did with it.
All right. So what are the advice that you want to give to aspirants who wants to convert these schools?
This is a big one. Okay. So like I can see like in front of my wall, like where I used to study, I've written one note. I mean, that is like, remember the reason why you have started. Because, it is not a small thing. It is a big commitment if you are preparing for the first time. And then at every, like, after some time, you will feel like it is too much to, act upon and too many things at once. So always, you have to stick to that first thought, like which pushed you, like why you started for this. That will always keep you, motivated by yourself. And again, like you have to be persistent. You have to sacrifice something. No, you cannot go to parties. You have to study on weekends. It is very important.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you looking forward to at XLRI the most?
Yeah. First of all, the batch. I mean, I've seen people. I mean, I have created a group with them. Everyone is very different. I mean, and I'm really excited to, study with them and discuss ideas with them. Because at this point, like I know, like the most visible thing is to get a job after XLRI, but I'm very open to all other aspects also. Like I want to explore like during internships and maybe some startups someone are doing and some projects going on in the college. Like I'm looking forward to all the new things that can happen in XLRI.
Okay, great. And the whole team of PrepBee is proud of you, and we congratulate you again. And all the best for your journey ahead. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your experience. I hope our audience gain insights from this.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.